expo that's taking place. Now, yesterday was the first of the 3-day China Trade Expo, hosted by the China Southern Africa Chamber. The event, held at the Trade Center in Johannesburg, is the first of its kind in the country. It's a collaboration between the Guangdong province in China and Ledi, an organization of small businesses in Soweto. This initiative will see locally produced South African products exported to China for exposure. We're now joined in studio by Vincent Dia. He is a marketing manager for the China Southern Africa exhibition, and Mbali Radebe. She's the creative director of Soweto Arts and Craft Developments. Good to have both of you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
Good, it's an absolute pleasure. Vincent, how did this gathering come about, and basically the purpose of it?
All right. Literally, when we think about China Expo in South Africa, it's all about Chinese company come to South Africa exploring their product to local market. So when that's why we think that's not interesting anymore, and we trying to bring local business to the same platform, and then people can meet. And I believe it's time to show China, or to show the international what South African has. Yeah, because like this time we having guests and exhibitors from Guangdong. They come in to exhibit their products such as furnitures, LED lights, and the other great product.
Yeah.
So we having the same kind of thought, because China approaching to South Africa every year to show what they have. Isn't that we supposed to approaching to them, or approaching to China what South African has?
Absolutely, which is so important.
Yes, so. But taking all the SMEs or taking all the exhibitors to China, it's a bit difficult at the beginning, or happening all of the sudden. So we say, look, why don't we putting these two group of people to one platforms, to one stage, and let's showing everyone, at least from South Africa, what Chinese have and what South African have.
Lovely.
Yes.
Let's talk about from the South African point of view, and some of the goods and products that are on show at this particular festival.
All right, at the moment, I'm from the Soweto Art and Craft Development. So what we are showcasing is the best in local art and local design. So that's what we have in our store. And then for other people that are exhibiting, there are people that make some pills, like from aloe, and there are also people that also trade in making leather bags and all sorts of goods like that.
Yeah. And how's it been? I mean, because the idea, exactly what Vincent was saying, is that it's well and good that we get a lot of Chinese products coming into South Africa and flooding our market, but to see the reverse happening would do so much for small traders like what you're representing in Soweto. I mean, how is it looking? Any business opportunities coming?
At the moment, it has been very great. The opening was yesterday, so we've had a lot of business opportunities already. And also looking forward, we're looking at creating this great opportunity with the Chinese, so that we can also create opportunities that are not just showcasing brands from South Africa and stuff like that, but also just moving forward and making sure that we create opportunities that are grounded and sustainable within South Africa.
We look at China, and China has everything.
Yes.
I mean, there's very little that does not come out of China these days. So what is it that you want from the South African market? I mean, what can we offer you that you don't already have?
Yeah, well, that's the problem, and we find out. Very interested that China has everything, that's everyone believes, but China has a 1.4 billion people's market. So any little piece of order from South Africa, that's gonna change our SME's life. And in China, I've living in South Africa for 16 years, and when you think about what gift to sending to China, all is this few product you buy from like wine, like diamond, or like other other few stuffs. But in China, people don't really know what South African have. That's the problem, because it's like in South Africa, they don't know what Chinese want.
That's
And you don't show them. But China is like, hey, I want it, but what do you have? They just a few weeks ago we heard South African orange and fruit are selling in China, but our SMEs or our people hasn't been notified that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a market there. So that's why we say, look, we need to show China, we need to show the world what we have.
That's
This
it.
is the whole purpose about this expo.
Yeah. Is to show what South
Yes,
Africans
yes.
can offer that's unique.
Yes.
Because that's the selling
Because
point, is the uniquely
yeah,
South
yeah.
African goods. Soweto business. I mean, we've spoken quite at length on Soweto. I mean, when you look at the population of Soweto, I'm not too sure what the accurate figure is right now of the people living in and around Soweto, but I mean, we talking, I mean, it's well over 1 million. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put a figure to it at this point because I'm a bit scared. I think the one I'm seeing is about 1.3 million people living in and around, and that's big business. But how do businesses survive in Soweto?
Well, businesses survive by always just striving to get a bit more growth, you know, by linking up with organizations like NYDA, you know, with CEDA and the government as well. But at the we need more backup for the government, and initiatives like this from China will actually assist us to create a more sustainable trading center, you know, between international and national, you know. So this is a great opportunity for us. We survive by opportunities like this because we are still trying to build economies within Soweto that will be sustainable, and by also promoting to locals that you need to support Soweto businesses. That's how they actually are going to grow, because the number of people in Soweto are enough to actually sustain the businesses that we have in Soweto.
Yeah. I mean, do you think things are changing? Do you think something like this expo is something that we could see a lot of businesses succeeding and doing much better?
Yes, things are changing, because even for the future plans of the expo is to build an African hub, you know, an African hub that will actually assist the traders by manufacturing more goods and then trading in China, not just in South Africa. So with this expo, it will help us a lot, and it is working because Soweto Arts and Craft Development has been in existence for the past 3 years now, and we've also created those trading opportunities for Sowetans. So it is slowly but surely getting there, but this opportunity is actually one thing that's actually going to let us have another linkage.
Just finally, Vincent, on a closing note, if you could answer quite quickly, a lot of people feel that it's always, you know, in Johannesburg, Soweto, always in this area, but the rest of the country's got so much to offer. Will this be traveling? Can it go to other provinces?
Yes, that's why we also invited some chambers or institutions from north west province or the other provinces. This China Trader Expo is very first step for us. So in the future, like she says, there's an African hub. There's opportunity to expo in China. So we were approaching to each provinces and to see what province, what product they have, when we're trying to connecting the bridge for South African nationwide to China and to our even local Chinese community.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much for talking
Thank
to
you.
us. All the very best. This 3-day China Expo hosted by the China Southern Africa Chamber is taking place at the Trade Center in Johannesburg. Started yesterday. It's on for the next 2 days, so get down there if you'd like to. Vincent Dia is the marketing manager for the China Southern Africa exhibition, and Mbali Radebe, creative director of Soweto Arts and Craft Development. All right, let's take a break here on the program, and then it's time to say shap shap.